I'll second that.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Then there's another one, approval of minutes of May 30th and the 23rd meeting.
Do we just keep going, huh?
Well, I
You
think
wanna approve next month?
really is. These are past me. Pay attention.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See, that's a lesson in Robert's Rules of Efficiency. We gave the opportunity for discussion, but we briskly moved on, so.
We'll have to consult with my brother first.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we're doing something wrong.
We have an important audience here, and we need to,
Yeah.
of course, be in tune with their wishes.
Always.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so what do, now we have, well, we're a little early for public comment, but, did we go to any?
Can I miss some weird stuff, but is that okay since I'm not on the agenda?
Yeah, I think so. But we're keep in mind, obviously this is all part of the deal. So, okay.
So, just real quick, I know I didn't have time with you guys today, that's why I'm joining now, because I didn't know we were gonna have business today, but, Chris, with John Minot Enterprises sent us a revised proposal with some of the comments that I went through, unofficially with Ben yesterday and just asked him to make some changes. So I was wondering if you guys could look at that email real quick and tell me if his breakdown of the mobilization fee that he's asking for, the $75,000. He sent it yesterday evening. There's two emails. One doesn't have numbers and one does. The one at 5:15 p.m. Has numbers.
Okay, again, it's the same issue, isn't it? He's not itemizing it, he's just verbally describing it.
Well, I asked him, no, and there's one that has numbers. So
Oh, I'm sorry, I needed to go down, I apologize. Okay. Now, do we know if that relates back to his value schedule?
Yes, so those are, I asked him for line items from the value schedule with amounts. I didn't want to create a whole bunch of detail, but I didn't, I guess we could have asked for the sub-line items, but these are the general, if you look at his original proposal, these are the major line item categories associated with his value schedule.
Okay.
So, like demolition, I went $48,000 on demolition, but then I looked at, he has a lot of things under demolition, if you look at the full proposal.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you guys are okay with that, he's gonna add that language to the proposal, send it to Emory, and then Emory's gonna associate the proposal with the revisions that so I sent two emails yesterday, one to Chris and John saying, hey, we need these changes that they made right here. Like in that, also in there, besides that mobilization, they also added the language to say that the contingency is pass-through costs that with no markup or construction manager fees.
Okay.
And as well as the performance bonds, they're pass-through costs with no markup fees.
You know what?
They made those changes. I detailed those in an email, so if you want more details, you can read that email. And then I also sent an email to Emory and just our internal group here and asked her for other changes in the proposal that I discussed with Ben and Bob. So Emory will get us a revised contract and get it approved with John, and then we'll do a revision. We'll do a review of the final, because what Ben had said to me that made a lot of sense, and I feel the same way that he does. Reviewing the draft is not acceptable. We have to review the final.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So the two issues you and I talked about was retention, and what was the other one?
We did retention, we're giving him a notice to proceed, that should be on, the voting for today. Bonds and contingencies not being, any additional cost. And then the deductive change order, she said she talked to him about adding that.
Okay, that was it. So that's good. You're waiting for Emery with those issues, okay.
So Chris is gonna get these changes that we're looking at here to Emery, and then Emery is gonna make these other changes and work with John, not in meeting, but on email. And then she'll get us a final version of all the contract, the contract and all the associated documents.
Okay, and just so you guys know that Ben looked at it and we kind of flagged that there's nothing in there about retention, or there's something about retention, but it's only subcontracts, and we want a retention on everything. And then, the issue of deductive changes, you know, there's this potential to not have to excavate all the work, and if the scope changes, gets reduced, we feel that we would be entitled to a deductive change order rather than an additive change order. And those were the two big issues I had, and neither one of them were necessarily showstoppers.
Yeah.
The other thing is this $75,000 breakdown is probably not what I would have envisioned, but I'm not really concerned. I'm just sharing with you. So we're gonna give him money up front to get the job going, which is not an unreasonable request
No,
if he
it's
doesn't
not.
have the finances. But we're gonna have payment performance bonds. But I would not send him the money until those bonds are in place. You know,
Okay?
basically, you know, what he said, we can give you all, you know, if you can't get it done, your bonding company's gonna have to make sure that the job gets finished. So, that's it, you know, I think it's all, I'm okay with it, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And if Emery is okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sandra
good.
County Attorney was giving us some very good advice.
You know,
It's advice.
the problem with, I mean, we got a whole stack of
I
documents.
saw that.
I mean, it was really getting frustrating trying to fit them together.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing any unusual language in the
Yeah.
documents, right? I wasn't seeing anything there that, like, I just see and then flag and go, oh no, that's really bad.
Right,
But trying to figure out what their actual document was,
Daunting.
well, and I saw the say, I said, well,
Frustrating.
which one should I be looking at, is kind of how I looked at it.
Yeah,
Because there
or-
were two different, it's just a bunch of stuff, but I think we got, yeah,
Okay.
we got through it. All right,
Okay, so I can approve this email that y'all just looked at, the mobilization numbers, and I'll just tell them in that email, we won't send the mobilization funds until we have proof of, I'm gonna say proof of bonds, but also proof of insurance.
Insurance,
and
all
proof
that
of this
stuff, yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
now the other thing too is you might just mention to him that, you know, we will expect his first pay app to apply credit where it needs to go as progress against those line items.
Yes, and he did say that, I have that in writing.
Okay,
All right.
Okay, thank you guys, I don't wanna delay, I know we're already into business time.
all right, well, excellent. Keep moving forward. I know it's been a challenge, but keep moving.
Okay,
All right, thanks.
see ya.
All right, I'm gonna open for public comment. Is there any public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of the commission that is not on the agenda? Going twice, is there any public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of the commission that is not on the agenda? And going three times, is there any public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of the commission that is not on the agenda? Hearing none, public comment is closed.
Well, I'll make a motion to review and sign the Muscle County Community Wildlife Protection Plan submitted by the DEF.
Anyone else second?
Any discussion?
Well, I did talk to, I talked to the Fish and Wildlife fellow yesterday,
Yeah.
very good discussion with him, so, yeah. I recommend we, there's work between the two, is my point, and so,
Well, I mean, Washoe County has a very good wildlife.
we do,
Yeah.
we got lots of wild things in this county.
So I'm all for it. We need to protect it.
Actually, it should be wildfire.
Is that right?
It's wildfire.
I assumed wildlife
Oh,
made
because
sense.
of wildfire, man.
But it's good to know that we got good wildlife.
I thought, well, that's nice, we're
Well,
protecting.
we need
our wild-
wildfire protection too.
This is like the,
I'll amend my
I think
motion.
that is wildfire.
well, the only reason I know that is I got the things to sign. It's not that I'm brilliant.
Well, it's a little bit of a difference.
Well, this is the plan they've been working on, and they had a goal of having it approved in June,
Yeah.
and they met that goal. And I've reviewed the plan, it's a great, it's a
Yeah, I
substantial
remember all
effort.
that, but
Okay.
I was wondering where this came from. I'll redo my motion to make that wildlife, a wildfire, not wildlife.
All right,
And I'll second that.
and the commission appreciates the discussion. It was, all right, all in favor? Motion passes. It is the sixth.
All day today.
6/25, okay.
I will move that we review and vote on getting the courthouse roof seal coated with a 100% silicone from the quote from Seal Tight.
Has anybody talked to Seal today?
Well, I kinda wonder, did we,
I think maybe we should make sure
We
the
might-
quote's still,
It's
We
it's
might
still
want
good,
to.
but actually, there's a couple of things, if we
Yeah.
wanna discuss this.
yeah.
We might need a little research that this is a credible,
Yeah.
process. And it probably is, kind of what I'm hearing,
I think it is, but yeah, I wanna at least call them.
let's modify that.
Yeah, let's table that, let's
Yeah,
table this for
table
next
it.
week, and we wanna
Yeah.
give them a call, but there's no contact information on this thing.
Well, I think everybody knows who they are. I think we just look it up anyway, or buildings.
Yeah, but if I were put together a proposal, I think I'd put my,
Yeah.
I move that we table.
yeah, but
I'll
okay.
look into it.
If you do that, please.
You
Justin
second that
Lapp.
motion?
I do second that motion.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, motion is tabled.
I'll make the motion, review and sign the AIA contract amendment and associated documents for the stabilization work for the Weir building.
I think we have to table that too, right? Then we don't have the final version.
I don't think that we do.
Yeah,
It looks like they're coming in at KLJ will be in at 2 o'clock, so perhaps you could review it with them at that time.
Okay.
actually, but we're on number 3. We're talking about the rear project.
That was next to my packet.
Don't get behind.
Yeah,
We move
What a
faster.
year.
yeah. So yeah, we don't have a final version to sign.
Well,
so
let's
we'll
table
take
that too.
Okay,
Make a motion, we table it.
Well, how about the fourth one here?
No, I don't know.
Builder's risk policy through Key. I think that one was okay though,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, I think we've got.
I will move that we vote on adding Weir project to the existing county's builder's risk policy through Key Insurance.
I'll second that.
all right. All in favor? Motion carried. Going back to number 3 with discussion.
Yeah?
Teresa and I talked that they were not gonna be able to get the contract done for us to sign today.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was gonna work on a notice to proceed with ordering the steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we might wanna vote on saying that's okay. So maybe we wanna amend number 3 to, well, actually, we can add another one, but she needs us to approve a notice to proceed.
I move that we accept that revision.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
And that's for the steel only, getting the steel ordered.
Yeah, we gotta get that ordered.
Notice to proceed on ordering steel.
Ordering the steel for the Weir project. And that was added, so basically we've amended the agendas. And the other one's gonna be tabled till we actually get a contract signed. All right, we're on number 5.
Make a motion to review and sign the bid contract for the pavement maintenance project for Roundup Airport served by KLJ Engineering. I'd like to get those people in the office.
Given that we went up and inspected the airport the other day, I'll second that.
Yes.
All right, the only discussion I have on that is, yeah, I think we need to do that. And you said they're gonna be here later this afternoon,
Yes, at 2:00.
2 o'clock? Actually, it's not on the agenda.
I know, I just got a note, she left me a little
It's
sticky.
on a note, see, it's on her agenda.
That's okay, but
That's good.
and then we can just ask them about what's the master plan, and how we doing, and where we
Yeah,
going.
where are we at?
Where are we
at?
Did you wanna sign that now, or?
Yeah, and we will, and go ahead, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
There's this page, 2 other pages, signature on here, and, also signatures on this back page for
Okay.
the Lotus Little Award.
So right here. $230,000.
Yeah. I'd like to know what happened to the auto gate they were gonna put in. That never
Yeah,
happened.
it's not up there
That
yet.
ramp
Is it?
approved.
There's 2 spots, one for me, and then does another commissioner need to sign this?
I have no idea.
We can.
I don't think it hurts.
You are on
Get
the
everybody on there.
airport board.
Yeah,
Supposedly. Can't prove it.
oh, never mind.
Never mind.
I was interpreting it wrong.
Yeah, he just signed it twice.
It was colonized.
Oh.
All right, okay. Thank you. And how do you guys, I got an email, just so I can respond, from Headwaters that's saying they're available to meet 2:30 either Monday or Wednesday. I think maybe Wednesday's better, if
Yeah.
we're available Wednesday. Are you guys got, is your
We'll
calendar?
make it work,
Make it work.
because that's kind of an important thing.
Yep, then we got the windmill owners in here too, but it's at 2:30. All right, so I'll just let them know.
We'll squeeze them in there.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
bringing the windmills in.
The windmillers are coming in on the 11th.
Yeah, 2.
What time?
I was thinking about windmills.
2:30.
And then we're gonna meet, I'll send out an MS to meet at 2:30 with,
Headwaters.
Headwaters.
So we'll be here.
His name is Houston, isn't it? Or
From May, right?
Husar.
So from last week, do you remember the gentleman that came in about the sheep?
Yeah, the sheep man?
Yeah,
One sheep, man.
the one sheep guy?
One sheep.
Okay,
Okay, so I did some research, and honestly, this is great news for you guys. So this guy, Douglas Eckenberg, so he is our personal, he takes care of this program in our county. And so if anybody else were to come, I've got this email printed out for his information. If someone's having a problem with predators, he will literally come out and give them personal service. So, so he's our district supervisor, and he said that it includes trapping, snaring, and shooting, that he also does livestock can't say the word, investigations for the county. So if livestock is killed by grizzly bears, wolves, mountain lions, coyotes, as of July 1st, black bears, we will do investigation and reimbursement from the State Livestock Loss Board, so. Kind of
That's
interesting.
the fella that I talked to yesterday, he called me.
Oh, did he call? I asked him to
he doesn't, I
follow
don't
up with
see
you
prairie
guys.
dogs on that list.
I know, sorry.
Yeah, I guess it's very
That's-
He's gonna come and take a look at a wolf report that
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
next week.
You saw, you've spotted.
Not me, I mean, he says, I don't know, but I have a neighbor, and he keeps telling me that he sees this wolf, and that when he put cattle in, the wolf came down through his cattle and scattered them all over the place.
Yeah. Put that everything there.
That was just above where you shoot prairie dogs. So, and I says, I have never heard a wolf howl here, and I have not seen one.
Your coyotes.
Although I thought I saw one, you know,
We
several
keep-
miles away.
Keep getting reports of them.
So I says, come and take a look. And he's gonna come and take a look.
I've seen 3 of them 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They went across the field right in front of my house. I
Huh?
knew they were wolves because they were black.
I'll let you know if I see one,
Oh, yeah.
or maybe not.
Let me bring it to a show and stuff.
Making a show.
Yeah, I think I saw one on my place 3 years ago, and it was just bigger than a coyote and had really big feet.
So headquarters, we will see them at what?
And I'm gonna say 3, I'm gonna, they say they're available after 2:30, so I'll say 3, and I'll send out an invite,
Yeah.
an MS Teams invite. Or maybe I'll tell them to go to the website and just hit the
You do
go-to.
have the 26th of June on your calendar, don't you?
No, I saw, I heard your,
Snowy
voice.
Mountain's annual meeting.
Yeah, but they haven't said anything.
You know, I was wondering if you knew anything about it.
No.
She don't know about it, except it's in Roundup.
So what we need to do is I'm gonna send Carly Wheatley.
I was gonna either call them or email Sarah or Carly and see if they arranged something around, cause I didn't. I know they can't use the senior center. I assume they're gonna use the ambulance for it. It's gonna be more like 20 people there, I imagine.
Well, I'm gonna send it right now, Sarah Hudson.
I'm not gonna look into this since we don't have any.
After you being on the board, you know all
Yeah.
about
What's gonna happen?
Well, nobody said anything to me, so,
at least 2 months ago, Ross Butcher approached me and said, we're gonna have our Snowy Mountain annual meeting, if it's all right, we have it in Roundup. I said, sure, we don't mind. That's the only time I knew about it, until yesterday,
What the heck?
Jeff Sell says, we'll be in Roundup for the annual meeting, because we gotta have a seat on Central Montana Health Board meeting in Lewistown the same day, but we'll have it in the afternoon. The annual meeting's gonna be in the morning.
Do you need any assistance of getting
And
that?
maybe it's gonna be in the park, I don't know.
Is someone setting up the venue then, or is that
well, that's
supposed to
what
be
I'm
on the
emailing her
commission?
about is, are you
And I was
expecting
gonna
us,
do-
you're expecting us to, we can do it, but we need to know, you
Well,
know.
I assumed that somebody got a hold of somebody and arranged the building.
If not, we can use the
If
ambulance.
not,
car
and
and-
we still got time,
Which day?
26.
The 26th?
We can't, like I said, we can't use the senior center unless we give them 30 days notice.
Oh,
If they're still in business,
I'm sure they'd make an exception.
You can just walk in and
that's
use
right,
it.
that's right.
I'm sure they'd make an exception for the commission.
No, they won't.
No, they won't. She's ornery
Oh,
as
no.
a snake.
But I could get her to make an exception.
Oh, you,
You know something,
could.
huh?
you know something.
You've got leverage.
You got leverage.
Yes, it's called kindness and smiles. This is really what we need, and we really appreciate your flexibility.
Gosh, I kinda wanna, talk like that, I wanna help out.
Right?
You could always use the back porch. They don't charge.
Maybe. There's
But you
another
know-
way to
The
find
finder's
out.
house.
We could all, you know, they probably would like that.
Well, I'm assuming,
I bet you Sarah already arranged it.
yeah, Sarah Carr, I imagine they have, I mean, they're more organized than I am, I know that. Cause Ross just mentioned it a couple months ago. I said, sure, like an idiot.
I'm gonna ask if an invite has been sent out. And
And at what time of the day would this?
It's gonna be in the morning,
typically they start at 10.
according to Jeff.
I would think 10 would be a good,
But I'm gonna ask her for an invite and if,
But maybe we'll find all kinds of details here. Cause I'm gonna
When-
feel
when
bad
is
if I
that?
didn't, yeah, I have the back porch, I never thought about that, it's not a bad place.
yeah, that's a good place to meet.
When is their meeting?
26th.
On the when?
Wow, look at this.
Probably 10 o'clock, but,
What date?
oh, the 26th of June.
26th of June.
Today, the Bull Mountain Mine received their permit to continue to mine with federal coal in Muscle County.
Wow.
Oh.
They received it, huh?
I went out to that meeting,
So we're
with
on
G
that
and
phone.
Forty. They just went on and on and on.
We didn't got that with no fanfare, huh?
Well, that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
It doesn't,
actually.
it's not the Crow Revenue Act being approved, it's,
Yeah.
I think it's that expansion, not the expansion you're talking about, Mike, where they're
No.
going. All right,
It's that
that's
800.
excellent news, by the way, that's excellent news.
Of course it is.
They have a 10-year plan.
Gets us off the hook for a while.
Yeah. Well, not really, you know they're gonna try and ram.
Oh,
it
yeah, I
down
know.
to-
So according to Hoochajigger out there, they have a 10-year plan of the mine, direct dialogue with the Interior Department. The attitude at the federal level has changed, no risk, state agencies have reviewed, trying to make it easier per G and 4G. Things are looking up for Phipps.
Good.
100 million tons were mined last year. Then they had a little video about subsidence and it's not an issue. And protect our livelihood.
Where was that at?
That was out at the mine with G and 4G.
Oh, okay, okay.
Wow. Well,
It's just mainly patting everybody on the back type meeting.
so, maybe we'll quit punishing us, huh?
Boy, I was talking to Edwin about that issue. Well, he had some strong language.
Did he?
Well, that we need to be careful with that.
Yes.
Well, I'm writing Sarah, I understand the annual Solar Mountain Development Board meeting is scheduled for June 26th, 2025, and Roundup, just curious if an invite has been sent out, and do we need to coordinate a venue?
Yeah. Well,
And they're gonna say, well, of course you are, you voted on it in the last meeting. So,
yeah, weren't you there?
What are you volunteering to do, Mr. Payne?
I'll say, well, never mind. We'll take care of it. Okay.
Oh, I had
So,
something
Teresa sent out a notice to proceed. Yes. Good. Here it is, we need to print. I'm gonna print it right now.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Shirley,
Ooh,
I want to show you what I got from,
okay. We don't.
so this was an email I got from Ryan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I read that one.
And look, we've been paying an increased amount since January. This is February,
Okay.
so
Ooh.
this is when the price increase went up. So why is he saying
Claire.
July?
Yeah,
Open.
we'll have to, we better follow up on that.
I've been trying
Yeah.
to